Everybody, today in this video we will be discussing the derivation of cells in parallel combination. So firstly, I am considering a point A and I am also considering a point C. So between this I am going to keep my cells, and these cells I am going to connect in parallel combination. Okay, so from here I am just drawing, and this is one. Okay, in this manner. So if you see that this is one thing and this is one thing, and if you see that over here, this corner I am naming as B2 and this corner I am naming as B1 basically, and this is cell E1 and internal resistance R1, and this is cell E2 and this is internal resistance R2 basically. So now if you see that I am passing current I through it, so this will divide into I1 and I2 in this manner, and in the end you will be getting this I1 current. Okay, so now like this you have drawn your diagram. Okay, from here I have to get I is equal to I1 plus I2. Now I have to get the value of I2, so V is equal to E1 minus I1 R1. So from here I1 R1 is equal to E1 minus V, so I1 will be equal to E1 minus V by R1 basically, and similarly V is equal to E minus I2 R2. So from here I2 R2 is equal to E minus V, so C2. Okay, so I2 is equal to E2 minus V by R2 basically. Now I is equal to I1 plus I2, that is equal to E1 minus V by R1 plus E2 minus V by R2 basically. Okay, so I is equal to, so from here I could also say that E1 by R1 minus V by R1 plus E2 by R2 minus V by R2. So now here E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2. So we take common 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, that is equal to I basically. So now you can write this as R1 I is equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 minus V into R1 plus R2 by R1 R2. Getting? So now just transfer this side. In this manner, now in this side you have to take the LCM. So this is R1 plus R2 by R1 R2, that is equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 minus I into R1 R2 by R1 R2. Now this and this get cancelled. Now V is equal to, just shift it in this side. In this manner you will be getting. So now V will be equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2. Now I can write this as I into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So now we know that the voltage, if we just draw it in this manner for the equivalent setup, this one, and basically resistance, this is B. Okay, so now this will be E equivalent and this will be R equivalent, understanding the concept. So now for this, if I have to write VAC, so this is also potential across AC only. So now potential across AC, that is this. Okay, so now if you observe it very carefully, okay, fine. So VAC will be equals to E equivalent minus I. So here I is basically flowing. Understanding the concept, na? This is the positive, negative, and here I is basically flowing. So I into R equivalent. Now comparing both the equations, you get E equivalent is equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2 minus, so this is you will be getting, and R equivalent you will be getting 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Hope this was clear. Bye bye.